And finally, website, so like the product page quality, right? Website conversion funnel. So just a synonym. I think this one's really interesting, and I think this is where a lot of people, spend either too much time, versus with some of the other factors they spend too little time. So again, think about this, and this one's really interesting. So what I think with the product page quality, right, is just you need to hit a minimum threshold. So your product page needs to look good enough. But beyond that, the marginal returns, the diminishing returns are extremely, strong. Meaning that after you have like a decent looking website, right, optimizing on it more and more and more gives you relatively little additional returns, right? And I'll actually go into some examples, but you just see so many great stores literally making tens of millions, hundreds of millions a year in revenue with like the websites are nothing crazy, right? Like the websites are completely fine, right? You can create literally decent looking websites on the basic Shopify plan where you pay like $30-$40 a month, which honestly, you look at some of the stores making tens of millions a year, and their product page isn't that much better, right? So you do need to hit a certain minimum. Like if your website looks like absolute shit and it looks like you built it in 1998, then you will suffer from your conversion value, right? But after this inflection point that I call threshold of marginal return, I think you really shouldn't be spending too much time on the product page, but really spend on the creatives, the product market fit, and the targeting. And I think honestly, this is something that this was a huge kind of aha moment for me at some point, right? Because actually with one of my first stores, I went completely crazy with like creating the most beautiful homepage, product page, right? Like I spent hours like creating this like video, which I put on the homepage. And the point is that store, now I know didn't have great product market fit, right? It was in I think it was like a tier 4 or 3 product, right? And it was barely making revenue. And I was just optimizing on the product page, and it wasn't making a huge difference, right? And that's because I was way beyond this like threshold of marginal return. Like I was optimizing at the end of this curve, which just really wasn't efficient, right? And what I can just tell you, and actually, let's actually just like Google biggest Shopify stores or something. And I don't know. Let's like open up this website. Let's open up Aftership, I guess. Let's open up this website and I'll just like literally let's open up a few random. Okay, Gymshark, Bulletproof. We can try Bulletproof. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just opening up some random websites. But this is a good example of you'll see what I mean. So okay. So first of all, I don't even know this website, but anyway, top 100 most successful Shopify stores. So by definition, those stores are making at least, I think at the very least tens of millions a year, right? If not hundreds of millions, because if they're, Gymshark I know is like already like $1 billion company. The other ones I don't recognize, but anyway, they're all massive stores, right? So on that spectrum again, in terms of the factors, right? The revenue here, right, or the scale is extremely high, right? So let's just check out their product pages, right? Let's just go to some product page. It's a color pop. Never heard of this. Okay, so yeah, look, this product page is extremely simple, right? They have some nice images, which again is nothing special, and that's it. This is their entire description. I think this actually makes the point extremely clear. Like this store is making tens of millions a year at the very minimum, and that's the product page they have, right? They've reached that marginal return. They've reached this marginal return here, and they don't need, I'm sure, if they're big enough, they have even like a conversion rate optimization agency or a team, right, optimizing on the curve, but they're optimizing very, very small things here, right? Which again, if you're making tens of millions a year, right, a 0.1% improvement on your conversion rate, might be worth it because you're making a couple 100K more, right? But the point is that relatively, it'll make a much smaller difference, right, than if they optimize on the creative or on adding, either on the creative or really on adding new products which fit very well to their niche or are synergetic and again have a very high ROI. So Bulletproof, we can check Bulletproof, just deals. Okay, so this actually looks, so again, very basic in terms of images, in terms of and text. This is actually already a much nicer product. I mean, nothing crazy. So customer favorites, again, this is like a very like normal Shopify thing to include like recommended products, no reviews. Okay, which is a bit weird. This looks like a bit of so just this section looks like someone actually created this using, for example, a additional app and actually put in some time. But I think beyond that, again, huge brand, nothing special in terms of product page. Let's check out Fangamer. What is this? Okay, wow. So really basic product page. And again, hopefully the point is clear. It doesn't need to be anything fancy for you to reach that sort of scale. So again, tying this back to our store, right? I think what you should really focus on, right, and hopefully this was valuable, is you should really focus on finding the best product, and again, making sure that you test enough products so that you understand the distribution across, just the return on investment spectrum, which you can gather very quickly. And again, check out my other video for that if you're interested in this topic. Really try to get those outlier creatives then, right? With targeting, it's more, again, of diversifying different channels and being able to not hit those diminishing returns, always like being able to find a fresh pool of customers that might be interested in your niche, right? And there you just need to find, fresh kind of channels to kind of find new people, right? And again, people on TikTok might not be the same people on Facebook pages or whatever. So, just again, there's always a big overlap, but then you can still find new sub pools within those different channels. And finally, with the product page, trust me, you need a decent enough product page. But beyond that, really don't focus on it too much. And that's personally a mistake I made. And we have even made with this store as well. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know what you guys think. Hey, before you bounce, consider subscribing to our channel, but only if you've actually enjoyed the video and found at least a few valuable things for your Shopify store. Also, check out our free Shopify app, Trackidex. We have a link in the description below. We're developing new features literally every day, and we're also excited to actually hear your feedback on some of the next features we should develop. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.